Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog.
Pancake.
So I want to explain kind of what's been happening, but because a lot of doctors kind of shimmy me away because of my weight, and it's happened. I've talked about it. I never went to a gyno because I did go to the ER a couple times. I did see an actual doctor a couple times. So I get asked a lot, like, what was my biggest symptom of that? It was the fact that I bled for over 2 years. And she was just like, you're healthy. Like she had my charts in her hand. She was like, you're healthy. And every single time I'd go, they would say, yeah, this isn't normal, but people your size have really weird and irregular periods. And I was diagnosed with a UTI multiple times. And it made it to where like the fear of going to a gynecologist was a lot stronger than me actually going. Long story short, I did have uterine cancer. And I know what it means when I am told repeatedly, when I just want to forget, that I have precancerous cells. I ended up getting a full hysterectomy, so I no longer have a menstrual cycle, so I don't bleed from down yonder. So I'm never gonna bleed again, okay? But it's crazy to me that I'm never gonna bleed again. So if I ever notice blood from down yonder, something is wrong.
Like, I feel like I'm in a good mood, but then I move just a little bit, or I remember that my actual belly button is bleeding, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's going on.
So it was a little over 2 weeks ago, I went pee and I noticed there was blood in my pee. When I first saw it, I had so many memories flash back. So last night I went to the bathroom and I went pee, and when I stopped peeing, there was still stuff coming out of me. It sounded just like I was peeing. I have cried a lot about this whole thing because I am scared. Like, it hit me like this and I broke down. Like, it was straight up as if I was back in that uterine cancer journey. So after I calmed down a little bit, I realized, okay, you know what? This could be just a UTI. I ended up talking to my closest friends who have had UTIs. And of course I went onto the Google, and everywhere and everyone was like, yeah, you know, a little bit of blood in your urine, totally normal for a UTI. So I immediately knew, okay, I need to go to a doctor.
Time to move.
So I called around to a couple doctors, and one of them was like, we don't have an appointment open until next year.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
I am a woman that has blood in her pee after having uterine cancer and a full hysterectomy 4 years ago. Like, that felt urgent to me. With new patients, it's very different, which I don't understand, like, the concept. Like, there's only certain spots open for like new patients versus like doctors who have seen the same patient over and over. I don't understand it. I'm not meant to. I was like, did I hear you wrong? Nope, didn't hear them wrong. Literally next year. Long story short, every doctor that I called, they were like, yeah, you can be seen in like a couple months from now. Like, there was none that was like urgent, and this felt urgent to me.
Put her on hold, let her calm a bit.
So since I wasn't able to make a doctor's appointment, I did go to immediate care. They took my urine sample and I had no bacteria in it. I have no UTI. It shows no signs of anything. And she was just like, you're healthy. Like, she had my charts in her hand. She was like, you're healthy. So I explained to them, I did move to Oklahoma in October. I have not gotten a doctor yet. I did not make that a priority for myself. So immediate care gave me a card for a doctor that probably would be willing to see me soon.
Oh, I'm a doctor, and I'm a real doctor.
So I was like, okay. So I ended up going home, calling, make an appointment, and I did see that doctor. I took another urine test, and again, it came back with no bacteria, nothing wrong.
While 90% of all U.S. emergency departments are unable to perform CT or MR on patients above 450 pounds.
And that's when the topic of cancer came up. And the only way for them to see if it is cancer is if I get a CT scan, which is what I'm going to do today.
Have no fear. Yes, you can image the obese patient.
Okay, so CT scan shows.
Here we see an example of a vet using a CR system, computed radiography system, to do x-rays on an elephant.
So the CT scan is actually going to be looking at my pelvis and my abdomen. Obviously, there's also a chance that it's literally just kidney stones. I have had kidney stones in the past, but normally when I've had kidney stones, I did have pain. I'm terrified, to say the least. I have broke down a lot because of this, and I actively feel myself disassociating. So the doctor did tell me, I am going to put you on some antibiotics because you could have an infection that our urine test just is not picking up. So that is the reason why I'm on antibiotics. Right now, I just feel numb. I feel completely numb, but I think I feel safer in this weird disassociative area, because when I'm like breaking down about something that I'm extremely worried about, and I think right now I just need to be strong. I need to go through the motions of what I need to do to figure out what this issue is so I can get it resolved. I still remember sitting there in immediate care and them coming back and telling me it was not a UTI. I just kept going back and forth, like, do I want to tell you guys about this? Like, I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed, but it's also like, there are things that your body does that you are not in control over.
It's all your fault.
I know a lot of people are like, this happened to you because your weight. This is your weight's fault. This is your weight's fault. Not everything is because of my size and because of my weight. A lot of people have said that you have cancer because of your weight. You did this to yourself. So it's hard to come on here and feel like a normal human because I get so much like, this is your fault. This is your fault. Sometimes it's just literally not my fault.
This is your fault. No, it's your fault.
I have fully taken the responsibility of me getting uterine cancer to begin with. I have had health professionals tell me, no, it isn't your fault. But it's like when you look at it and you figure out, you know, why did I get this? It is my fault. This is your fault. This is your fault. Sometimes it's just literally not my fault. And I would have never gotten it if it wasn't for my size. And that's something that I hold on to all the time. But I can't blame everything on my size because not everything is my size's fault. Looking at bigger people and dismissing them constantly for whatever reason, just because of their weight, it isn't fair. And it is in a way dehumanizing. Like being larger does cause a lot of health problems. So it truly does. I don't believe that you can be this size and be healthy, but I do believe that bigger people, such as myself, we do experience illnesses or sicknesses that isn't directly caused by our weight. So hopefully that makes sense.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
And that was like a big reason why like I didn't want to come on here and talk about this because so many people dismiss me and the things that I go through just automatically. I'm just like constantly dismissed and judged because of my size. Like it goes on to like simple things like Amberlynn doesn't shower because of her size. It hurts to get in the shower because it's such a small space that I have to walk into. Or Amberlynn doesn't walk her dog because of her size. I get tired doing anything. I get tired doing anything. Even just sometimes I catch myself, even I'm just sitting and I have to take like a really deep breath. Like I just got done walking. I'm like, girl, you didn't do anything. Like Amberlynn doesn't clean her house because of her size. Like I have never given any indication. But yeah, I get tired walking. I get tired bathing. I get tired doing chores. I get tired doing anything. Like it could be absolutely anything. And I'm just like, well, that was tiring. 2019, 5 years ago. Yes. Like those things were close to virtually impossible for me at the time. Then like I have shown my growth. I talk about my showering, I talk about my cleaning, I talk about all these things. I've shown myself doing these things. I have shown myself walking Twinkie. We have walked a mile together multiple times. I recorded a couple times. I didn't want this video to be about my weight or my size, but I think that's something that's just like really truly heavy on my mind and in my heart right now. And just because of my size, people assume that I can't do these things, and that's just really unfair. No matter what I talk about on this channel, somehow the reaction I receive is always weight-based. It's always about my size. I do talk about my weight a lot on this channel. I want to be a person with so many things about them, and one of them just being that I'm super morbidly obese. That's something that I'm always going to talk about, but that doesn't mean that every single thing that I do in my life is directly a cause of my size. But instead, I feel like the internet makes me just a super morbidly obese person with nothing else about her. I'm only ever seen for my size. I will forever be more than someone who is 500 pounds. I don't think anybody should ever be just seen because of how they look. Things happen to me not because of my size, but because I'm simply human. And we need to learn how to respect each other and stop invalidating and dismissing what people are going through. Long story short, I'm about to go to a CT scan. I'm about to start a vlog for you guys. And I just want to end this video with, I get it, I'm fat. I know. And it has caused me a lot of issues in my life. But instead of assuming that whatever I'm going through is because of my size, let's like figure out what the issue is first, and then we can figure that out. I know my words probably aren't gonna matter so much. They usually don't, but I think it just feels better that it's off of my chest. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I'm always trying to see through your flaws, 'cause I know that you got so much more to give.